I always say on this show, 2 or 3 minutes can change your life. And it has. And maybe this time it's going to be you.
Simon Cowell has made a startling choice that's left fans around the world talking. Despite building a fortune worth $600 million, he's decided not to leave it to his son. Known for launching some of the biggest stars, Simon is now changing the game when it comes to family inheritance. What could have led him to turn away from passing down his wealth? And is there a personal story behind this unexpected decision? Join us as we uncover the surprising story behind Simon Cowell's most controversial choice yet. His son gets nothing. Simon Cowell has built one of the most powerful empires in entertainment, pulling in as much as $100 million a year from shows like American Idol, The X Factor, and Got Talent. His franchises stretch across more than 70 countries, launching global stars such as One Direction, Leona Lewis, and Susan Boyle. Beyond television, Cowell owns luxury properties worth tens of millions across several continents. Among his real estate holdings are a $24 million beachfront mansion in Malibu, a $15.5 million estate in Beverly Hills, a penthouse in Manhattan, and a historic mansion in London's Holland Park. At his main residence, his garage houses over 20 supercars, including Bugatti Veyrons, Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Ferrari 575s, and Bentley Azures. Industry experts estimate his net worth at around $600 million as of 2025. Cowell continues to earn roughly $45 million each year from royalties tied to television production and selective appearances on talent shows. His company, Psycho Entertainment, licenses the Got Talent format worldwide, keeping a steady income flowing. Additionally, music publishing rights from hit singles over the years bring in millions more annually. Recently, Cowell made headlines with a surprising announcement about his inheritance plans. He revealed that he does not intend to leave any part of his vast fortune to his son, Eric, born in 2014. This decision runs counter to the usual practice among wealthy families of passing down generational wealth. Eric lives with Cowell and Lauren Silverman in their Beverly Hills home, enjoying a privileged upbringing that includes private schooling and access to luxury amenities. The boy often appears in paparazzi photos while out with a family at exclusive restaurants and vacation spots. Cowell has even been seen teaching Eric how to drive expensive sports cars on private estates. Instead of a traditional inheritance, Cowell plans to donate most of his wealth to children's charities that support disadvantaged youth. He believes Eric should earn his success through hard work rather than relying on inherited wealth. This view is shaped by Cowell's difficult journey from a mailroom clerk at EMI to a global entertainment powerhouse. Early in his career, Cowell faced several setbacks, including bankruptcy at age 30 after his record label, Fanfare, collapsed. He moved back into his parents' home, sleeping in his childhood bedroom while working to rebuild his career. These experiences helped form his belief in self-reliance and achieving success through determination. The decision about inheritance has sparked debate among the public. Some praise Cowell's commitment to philanthropy, while others question the choice to leave his son without financial security. Social media reflects strong emotions from fans who remember Cowell's struggles on the road to success. Since Eric's birth, Cowell's transformation from a tough television judge to a devoted father has been clear. He scaled back his television commitments, prioritizing family time over career opportunities. The entertainment mogul now focuses on school events and bedtime routines instead of international meetings. His daily routine has shifted dramatically, moving away from 20-hour workdays to structured family activities. Morning Pilates has replaced chain smoking, and careful attention to nutrition has replaced erratic eating habits. Meditation and quiet reflection have become regular parts of his day. Cowell's focus on charity reflects his desire to help children who remind him of his younger self. His foundation targets underprivileged youth interested in entertainment and music. Educational scholarships and mentorship programs are key parts of his philanthropic efforts. By choosing to leave his fortune to charity, Cowell ensures his legacy will benefit thousands of disadvantaged children rather than creating another wealthy heir. His approach challenges the usual way families preserve wealth and may inspire other wealthy individuals to rethink how they handle inheritance. With so much kindness in him to go around, why is he so hated? World's most hated judge. Simon Cowell rose from total financial ruin to build an entertainment empire worth $600 million by taking bold risks and making controversial choices. His journey began in the 1990s when he joined BMG as an A&R consultant. It was there that he honed his knack for spotting raw talent with commercial promise. During this time, Cowell started S Records, focusing on novelty acts and TV tie-ins that many in the industry mocked, while established music executives dismissed his Power Rangers soundtracks and WWF wrestler albums. These projects brought in solid profits that fueled his bigger plans. In 1995, his production of Unchained Melody stayed at the top of the UK charts for 7 weeks straight, proving he understood what the mass market wanted. Everything changed in 2001 with the launch of Pop Idol on British television. Cowell stepped onto the stage as a judge.
Gav, I'm going to say something, that when you're looking for a star, you take into account everything.
Bringing a blunt honesty that shocked viewers. His straightforward, no-nonsense critiques split audiences. Some admired his honesty, while others were put off by it. At first, TV producers worried Cowell's harsh style might hurt ratings, but the opposite happened. People tuned in just to hear his cutting remarks and brutal assessments. His now famous phrase about preferring to hurt people with truth rather than comfort them with lies became a defining moment for reality TV. The success of Pop Idol directly inspired the creation of American Idol, which brought Cowell's sharp persona to a global audience. At his peak, he earned $75 million a year from the show, becoming one of television's highest-paid stars. American viewers embraced his British frankness, making him a household name across the United States. The media quickly dubbed him Mr. Nasty, a nickname that stuck throughout his career. Former contestants accused him of emotional manipulation and cruelty during auditions. Critics debated whether his tough methods helped performers grow or merely exploited them for entertainment. In 2004, Simon Cowell launched The X Factor in the United Kingdom, following his earlier success with Pop Idol. The show combined singing contests with public voting and dramatic live performances.
Simon, I love you too. I've always said, is there such a thing as a perfect contestant?
Quickly becoming a must-watch on television. During its first season, The X Factor drew over 12 million viewers in the UK, breaking records for ITV. Over time, the show produced internationally known stars like Leona Lewis, Little Mix, and One Direction. These acts brought in huge revenue through record sales and tours, benefiting Cowell's company, Psycho Entertainment. 2 years later, in 2006, Cowell introduced the Got Talent franchise, starting with Britain's Got Talent. This show expanded the talent pool beyond singers to include dancers, magicians, comedians, and other performers. The format proved popular and was sold to more than 70 countries, including the widely watched America's Got Talent. The licensing fees and production royalties from these shows brought in hundreds of millions of dollars each year, greatly increasing Cowell's wealth and standing in the television industry. A key part of both shows' success was Cowell's straightforward, often blunt judging style. His honest and sometimes harsh feedback became a signature feature that drew viewers in and sparked lively debate. This mix of controversy and candidness helped keep the shows in the spotlight. The financial success from television allowed Cowell to buy luxury homes and exotic cars worth tens of millions. His Malibu mansion, Beverly Hills estate, and collection of supercars all came from the fortune made by his tough approach to judging. But keeping this success came at a cost. Cowell worked 20-hour days and traveled constantly between productions worldwide. The relentless pace began to strain his health and personal life, and yet behind the glitz and fame, Simon Cowell's world was on the brink of a very public and painful upheaval. In 2013, a scandal shook Simon Cowell so deeply that it almost destroyed his $600 million fortune and worldwide reputation. What could have happened to threaten everything he spent decades building? Affair that saved his soul. Simon Cowell's carefully built entertainment empire faced near collapse when news broke about his relationship with Lauren Silverman, the wife of his close friend Andrew Silverman. The revelation sent shockwaves through Hollywood, threatening the business ties that had created his vast fortune. Media outlets around the world pounced on the story, turning Cowell's private life into front-page headlines. Andrew Silverman immediately filed for divorce, citing adultery as the main reason. The legal battle brought intimate details of Cowell's involvement with Lauren into the public eye, creating a nightmare for the entertainment mogul. Tabloids ran daily updates, with photographers trailing Cowell everywhere he went. As the scandal grew, friends and business partners began to distance themselves. Television networks quietly questioned whether Cowell's presence would hurt their ratings and advertising income. His carefully crafted image as the successful, charming bachelor was at risk of shattering. The financial stakes were clear. Sponsors and network executives held emergency talks to decide Cowell's fate in their productions. His Got Talent franchise, earning hundreds of millions through licensing worldwide, faced possible cancellation if public opinion turned against him. In the entertainment world, personal scandals often come with heavy financial consequences. The announcement of Lauren Silverman's pregnancy in August 2013 only fueled the media frenzy and complicated the divorce proceedings. Reporters obsessed over timelines, trying to piece together when the relationship began. Cowell's fortune and career hung by a thread as PR experts scrambled to control the fallout. The birth of Eric Cowell in February 2014 marked a turning point in Simon's life. Fatherhood changed the relentless television executive who had once dedicated every hour to growing his empire. His focus shifted from chasing wealth to embracing family life. After the birth of his son Eric in February 2014, Simon Cowell made clear changes to his lifestyle and work habits. Previously known for a grueling schedule that included frequent international travel to oversee multiple television productions, Cowell began scaling back on these commitments. Sources close to the industry reported that he reduced his appearances on shows like America's Got Talent and The X Factor, focusing instead on fewer projects that allowed more time at home. This shift was notable enough for colleagues to observe a decline in his relentless pursuit of expanding his entertainment empire. Cowell's Beverly Hills mansion, purchased for approximately $15.5 million in 2016, transformed from a status symbol into a family-centered home. The property, featuring multiple bedrooms, extensive security, and spacious outdoor areas, became a place where Cowell prioritized quality time with Lauren Silverman and Eric. He reportedly invested in creating a comfortable, private environment suited for raising a young child, emphasizing family life over extravagant displays. Similarly, the collection of luxury supercars housed in his garage, once primarily a showcase of his success, took on a new role. Vehicles such as the Bugatti Veyron and Rolls-Royce Phantom were no longer just prized possessions, but became tools for teaching Eric about cars, responsibility, and driving. Cowell has spoken in interviews about introducing his son to the world of automobiles in a controlled educational setting rather than simply flaunting wealth. Cowell became more selective about the television projects he took on, choosing them based on how they would affect his family rather than purely financial gain. While his earnings remained high, his goals shifted toward providing stability for Lauren and Eric. What began as a scandal threatening to ruin him ended up shaping the legacy that would surprise fans worldwide. Yet a string of serious setbacks almost robbed Simon Cowell of the chance to enjoy the wealth he had worked so many years to build. Could his health turn out to be the biggest risk to both his wealth and his family's future? Cowell almost died. The first devastating blow came in 2015 when Cowell lost his mother, Julie Brett. She had been his emotional rock and biggest supporter throughout his rise in the entertainment world. Her passing left him adrift, struggling to find meaning in the vast fortune he had built over the years. Grief weighed heavily on him, affecting his focus and putting at risk the relationships that brought in his yearly $45 million. As he wrestled with his loss, Cowell's spirits sank. Friends and colleagues noticed his energy wane and his passion for projects fade. The drive to grow his empire slipped away as depression clouded his judgment. Then, in August 2020, disaster struck again. While trying out a new electric bike in the courtyard of his $24 million Malibu home, Cowell fell backward. The impact shattered several vertebrae in his spine. He was rushed to the hospital, where surgeons worked quickly to stabilize him with rods and screws to prevent paralysis. Doctors warned that his injuries could have ended his career and his ability to run his business. Recovery meant months of grueling physical therapy. This accident forced Cowell to miss multiple episodes of America's Got Talent, casting uncertainty over his contracts and future earnings. His absence sparked questions about whether he could keep up with the demanding work his fortune depended on. Insurance firms and business partners began weighing the costs of his long recovery. In 2022, another fall from an electric bike set him back again. Still healing, Cowell's confidence and physical health took another hit. Doctors urged him to avoid risky activities that might worsen his spine. At the same time, Cowell's looks changed noticeably. Excessive Botox and cosmetic procedures altered his face so much that fans barely recognized him. Social media buzzed with memes mocking the changes, making him hesitant to appear on camera. Worried about his public image and its impact on his career, Cowell eventually stopped treatments and let his appearance return to something more natural. He learned that chasing a youthful look had cost him more than he expected. Fewer TV appearances meant fewer chances to promote his ventures and keep his public presence strong. Faced with physical limits and public scrutiny, Cowell began to rethink how he wanted to spend his later years and what legacy he wanted to leave. What happened next would force Simon Cowell to face the hardest loss of his entire career. The tragedy that struck in October 2024 would lead Simon Cowell to make the most controversial decision about his $600 million fortune. What could cause a billionaire to completely abandon traditional wealth inheritance? The death that shattered him. Liam Payne's death from a fall off a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires shook the entertainment world and hit Simon Cowell on a deeply personal level. Payne, once a nervous teenager auditioning for the X Factor, had become like family to Cowell, the man who discovered him and helped guide his rise to global stardom. Losing Payne at just 31 forced Cowell to face the darker side of the fame and fortune he had helped create. The loss cut deeper than any business failure or scandal Cowell had faced before. Payne was one of his greatest success stories, turning from an uncertain hopeful into a multi-million-dollar pop star under Cowell's guidance. In recent years, Payne's battles with addiction and mental health struggles had become public, making his passing all the more tragic. After hearing the news, Cowell canceled numerous TV appearances and business meetings. His production company delayed several projects as he withdrew entirely from the public eye. Investors and network partners grew concerned about the financial impact of his sudden retreat. This tragedy forced Cowell to reevaluate his priorities and the way he wanted to handle his vast fortune. His $600 million empire, built through decades in television and music, suddenly felt less important than the relationships he had neglected. He came to realize that no amount of money could protect him from such heartbreak, shifting his thoughts about legacy and inheritance. During this time, Cowell focused more on his son, Eric. The 10-year-old noticed his father's newfound attention and emotional openness. Their Beverly Hills home turned into a refuge, where family came before the business commitments that had once ruled Cowell's life. In the months that followed, Cowell made drastic changes to his will and estate plans, surprising his legal and financial advisors. He decided to exclude Eric from inheriting his fortune, a move that went against the norm for wealthy families. Instead, most of his assets would go to charities supporting disadvantaged children. Cowell's reasoning was rooted in his belief that inherited wealth can sometimes do more harm than good. His struggles with bankruptcy and failure in his 20s had taught him the importance of resilience and hard work. He wanted Eric to build those same qualities on his own, rather than lean on inherited money. His decision also reflected a desire to tackle inequality within the entertainment industry and beyond. Cowell's charitable foundation aimed to open doors for talented young people lacking the means to pursue careers in music and television. These programs would make the industry more accessible to those who otherwise couldn't afford it. His luxury homes, the Malibu beachfront mansion and Beverly Hills estate, would be sold, with the proceeds funding scholarships and mentorship programs. Even his collection of supercars, worth millions, would be liquidated to support youth initiatives across several countries. The announcement sparked fierce debate among fans and critics alike. Social media exploded with discussions over whether denying Eric access to the family fortune was a bold, enlightened choice or an act of cruelty. What do you think about Simon's decision to leave his fortune to charity? Will Eric Cowell thank his father for forcing him to earn his success? Or will he spend his life resenting being denied hundreds of millions of dollars? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.